Well, wasn't that an exciting game? The Washington Nationals win the first of this three-game series against the Atlanta Braves 3-1. No thanks to C.B. Bucknor and some of the worst home plate officiating you have ever seen. Ever seen. One of the strangest endings of a game I think I've ever seen. That kind of goes with the six-pitch walk that Jason Worth worked early in the game that somehow ended up being a strikeout. So Chase Darno pinch hitting had a 1-2 count with the winning runs or the tying run. No, the winning runs are on, I believe, on first. Swings and misses at a ball in the dirt, caught by Wieters, and Bucknor calls it a foul ball. So everyone comes out and Darno chases the next pitch, and so that's how this one ends, which kind of overshadows the fact that Blake Trinan pretty much melted down as a closer. We'll get to the numbers in a minute. This has got to be his last game as a potential closer. Sean Kelly picked up the save, his first of the year. Max Scherzer threw 7 shutout innings and pitched like I said in the Twitter chat. He gives you that kind of Jim Rockford vibe. The private eye or the cop that just doesn't give a flying you-know-what. Dusty was going to pull him after 6, and Scherzer said, like hell you're not. I'm sure it was worse words than that. And so he pitched 7 innings. So some good stuff to take away, including 2 opposite field doubles for Bryce Harper. Some bad stuff to look at with the bullpen looking kind of weak again. And strange. Very, very strange with the home plate umpire who I'm not sure what game he was watching, but it wasn't the one that he was umpiring. And then you got what happened in New York tonight when the home plate umpire there at Citi Field picked up a glowing food wrapper and sniffed it. I wonder what that was. I know that Ricky Keeler was at the game. I wonder if it's a hot dog wrapper. So what a strange night. Let's go through all the stats and stories for you. On this bizarre night. 3 runs, 7 hits, and no errors for Washington, 2 in the 5th and 1 in the 8th. 1 run, 5 hits, and 1 error for Atlanta. Scherzer picks up the win. He goes to 2-1. Fultonowitz goes to 0-2, even though I thought he looked pretty good. And Sean Kelly gets the save, backing up Blake Trinan in the 9th for his first save of the year. Trinan is not going to blown save for that, but it's big. That's a big save for the team. So the Nats, despite all that, are 8-5. And they will keep at least a chunk of first place because in the top of the 3rd inning in Seattle, the Marlins lead 4-0. So they won't gain anything unless Seattle comes back, but they won't lose any ground. So they'll be a half game up in first place. The pitching lines, Scherzer 7 innings, 2 hits. He walked 3 and struck out 7 to earn his 2nd win of the year. His ERA is now 1.37. 116 pitches, 76 strikes. Solis with a scoreless 8th. He did give up a hit, but he worked around it. Trinan technically gets the hold. 1/3 of an inning, 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned. He walked 2. And his body language, if you just looked into his eyes, he had nothing. He had absolutely nothing to give. Why you would put him out there to even think about that is beyond me. That's on Dusty. I mean, a lot of this is on Mike Rizzo for not taking care of this problem earlier. But Blake Trinan needs some time away. If he's got an option, he should go spend some time in Syracuse, work on some stuff, work to get his confidence back. It's one thing that when you can, get a ground, induce a ground ball, but when you're the one that's putting runners on, I mean, there was a walk tonight that one of the walks that Trinan gave up, he wasn't even close on some of these pitches. My goodness, he walked home a run. He threw 16 pitches and only 6 strikes. 10 of those pitches were ball. Kelly, on the other hand, threw 11 pitches and 10 for strikes. The problem with Kelly being a closer is because he's a 2-time Tommy John surgery candidate or recipient, he can't go on back-to-back days, and you're going to need that. I think Glover gets the job. I really do. Let's see. And I forgot also, there were two caught stealings tonight for the Nats. Harper tried to fake out Kurt Suzuki on a delayed steal at third and in a rally, and then Eaton tried to steal second, realized he couldn't, and was thrown out going back to first, almost nearly ending another rally. The one difference I'm seeing from Washington is, they're winning despite the fact that they're putting themselves through a lot of extra stress to get there, and that's just not good. It's just not good. But right now, it's working, and you'll take them. And so it doesn't matter how much lipstick you put on that pig. A curly W is a W, and right now, they're in first place. Fultmanwitz for Atlanta, 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He walked 4 and struck out 3. Boy, I thought he looked better than that. O'Flaherty and Jackson coming in after it. Extra base hits tonight. Harper with the 2 opposite field doubles, and Wieters with a double. Runners in scoring position tonight. 3 for 7. The Nats stranded 6. Elsewhere in the National League East, Philadelphia leads the Mets 6-2 in the 10th. However, it is the Phillies bullpen, so that game might not be over yet. Finals tonight. The Yankees winning streak is over. The White Sox beat them 4-1. Boston beat Toronto 8-7. Cincinnati beat Baltimore 9-3. Drew Storen had a 9-pitch, 9-strike inning. Tampa beat Detroit 5-1, and St. Louis finally wins a game. They beat Pittsburgh 2-1. Of course, the big news from Pittsburgh is that Sterling Marte suspended for 80 games for a failed steroid test. Let's see. Nothing on Twitter that I can repeat, and nothing in the chat. Minor leagues. Syracuse actually beat Toledo tonight 3-2. Trevor Gott with a win his first. He goes to 1-0 with Martin with a save. Nathan did not get to say tonight. Clinton Robinson got a home run, by the way, his second of the year. Double-A Harrisburg 9-2. Is that the game that Andrew Stevenson just went nuts again? Yeah. Leading off tonight, Andrew Stevenson went 5 for 5, 2 doubles, 2 runs scored, and 2 RBIs. He's hitting .447. And I think it's safe to say after 2 consecutive 5-hit games, he loves Hartford. Potomac shut out tonight 3-0 by Down East. They go to 5-6. Reyes with a loss. He goes to 1-2 on the year. It was a doubleheader. They won the first game, however, 6-0. Crownover with a win, 2-0 on the year, and Lowry with his first home run. Hagerstown with a win over Lakewood, 6-4. Van Vossen with the win. He's 1-0 with an earned run average of 7.71. So again, the story tonight, the Nationals find a way to win. They win 3-1. There was, like I said, things that look good. Bryce Harper just can hit the ball to every field. Matt Wieters with another big hit tonight. They got insurance runs when they had to have them. They certainly had no help from C.D. Bucknor, who really deserves to be disciplined for a number of things in the game, including that phantom foul call that should have ended the game, and there was one more pitch, and Chase Darno struck out. But they win, and that's the key thing. We can parse these things to death, and you have every right as a fan to be angry with Mike Rizzo, with Dusty Baker and how he's handled the pen or whatever, but they're 8-5. They're getting the results they need, and when you can win when you're not sharp, even though Scherzer was incredibly sharp tonight, those are the ones that you need in the bank come October. And right now, Washington has them. Don't worry about whether they can win in October. They just got to win now, and they are. And that's all that really matters. All right, it's after 11 o'clock, so I'm going to let this one go. The final score tonight, Washington 3, Atlanta 1. Ricky Keeler will be with you tomorrow night on Twitter and on here for the postgame show, and hopefully a game that's a little more calm and normal than what we saw tonight. For Ricky Keeler and the rest of the staff at District on Deck, I'm Ron Juckett. Have a pleasant night.